Hello guys and welcome back to another discussion. My name is Anderson. Today we're looking at whether or not you should visit Six Flags Great America this year. Let's get to it. So obviously everybody knows we've been cooped up with COVID, and that has led to some people wanting to visit Six Flags Great America more this upcoming year, and as such the crowds have been insane. I really wish I'd visited during the 25% capacity time because it looked like it was way better, but recently I visited twice, both on weekdays, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday I visited for a full day, Wednesday was just a couple hours, and I have now learned that this park is struggling from both employees, which I kind of knew beforehand, and struggling in terms of lines, which I did not know beforehand. So I'm going to talk a bit about it. I'll talk about whether or not you should visit this year, but first I got to talk about a couple things. When I was there, fighting was not a problem. I don't know if that's just a thing from before. It probably is still happening. Definitely they've bumped up security. But secondly, there is a large amount of people who've bought tickets this year, partially because of the lower price. Six Flags moved their tickets down from, I'm pretty sure, around $50 per day you could buy them before COVID, to $40 and then $30, which is when I bought tickets, is when they're $30. So I think everybody's had the same idea, like, oh, they're $30, let's go. But that's not just it. Season passes went from, when I think I bought them, they were about $80, and then they moved down to $60 when I looked, and then I think they're probably at $50 now that they moved the tickets down to $30. I bought mine at Six Flags in New England for just $40. So I think there's a little bit of a trend here that the tickets are being priced much lower this year, and so there's a lot more people going. So that is an issue if you are wanting to visit. So sure, there is a really good price tag. Is it worth it? You can do the math in your head, like if more people visit, like just do it, a simple math problem in your head of do they make more money? And I think they do make more money off of it if more people visit for a cheaper price, because it's more about the food sales and sales inside the park along with like parking sales. And I gotta say, when you drive up there, the parking is packed. But what I was most surprised by is, it took an hour to get on one ride. And they had so many attractions closed. Demon is currently out their chain break. So that was closed, and I think it just leads, and they closed one of the log flumes because of staffing issues, which I forget if I already said that already. They're having staffing issues, and also their water, the raft ride's closed. So that's 3 big attractions right there closed, along with other flat rides and countless little shops and restaurants that are closed. So it makes for a much worse experience when everything is closed and their rides have lines that are insane. Another problem, you know how you get free stuff when you come to this park, like, shows? Well, they had like 2 shows total, like 2 shows. So that kind of ruins one of the free things that you get with park visit. I didn't mind it at Six Flags in New England, but I did mind it here for some odd reason. Maybe it's because my friend didn't really want to do all the big coasters, so even though at one point Raging Bull had a 35-minute line, which changed pretty quickly, we didn't go on it. And so that's kind of the issue, is that they're not providing you a full day worth of stuff. Or they are, and it's because you're waiting in incredibly long lines. So let's answer the question, should you visit this year? First off, you should visit, if you can, later this year in late August, or I guess the first two or so weeks in August, on a weekday. Yes, you should visit if you can go on those days. If you cannot go on those days and you're wondering, should I still go? I can only go on weekends. If you go on a weekend in August, it will not be as bad. If you go on a week in September, which I forget if they're open on weekends in September or early October, it'll work in your favor. Not many people are thinking about October till, Fright Fest till late October. But should you go, if you can't go on those days, I would say no. I would say wait for 2022, because the lines will be worse, things will go back to normal, hopefully, and so you might be able to things will get better. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, okay, you probably went, I know you went on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's probably an odd case. No, you cannot go on a weekday and it's going to be better than any other weekday. It's just not the case. So if you can go in late August, and if you can't, I would just wait till next year, come back to Six Flags Great America, because they are struggling from low staffing and high crowds this year. But that's it for my opinion. If you have your own opinions, put them down in the comments, and I probably will respond because I respond to most of the comments. And if I don't, I'm sorry. But that's about it for today's video, and I will see you guys in a future video. Anyway, goodbye.